Welcome to a game between Tarkin, Omega, Mason Tigger, and on the other team in red we have Bob the Builder and Skeptical Views and Facts. So Tarkin requested this replay. Uh, he's in blue here, and he's with his teammate Mason Tigger and Omega Dan. And he wondered what we could have done in this situation. Uh, so let's see. Uh, he's going for a quick spider factor here. Uh, it doesn't quite fit there. You can check the map. If you press F2, you can see where you could fit the factory. So then you can also fit it without, if you press F2, you can see where you can fit a factory. So yeah, if you would have jumped here instead or jumped here, you could have fit it the right way. Having it on the high ground here is kind of useful. It helps to have factories on the high ground. Like it's pretty hard to take out that factory with anything but like air and other spiders. Also, this water is kind of, it's not pathable, I think, by spiders. So you're pretty safe. Like if the enemy wants to go with spider, they have to go around. So yeah, it's a pretty safe spot. It does slow down your expansion a bit, but it could be worth it. Although in a 3v3, it's a little more questionable as yeah, you don't have that many teammates behind you. But yeah, with more players, it's definitely good to get a factory up here. So yeah, what else do you choose to do? Um, you're going for geothermal directly. I don't see the point of that. Like you should probably, instead of trying to go for this geothermal, you should probably just make wind generators. Like if you put wind generators here up here, they give the maximum value. And yeah, maximum value tidal generators are about as good as a geothermal, and you can build them incrementally instead of stalling your energy like that. So yeah, don't rush a geothermal like this if you don't have enough energy. You're slowing down your expansion, like these mexes could have been taken already with your commander or your cons. You should have built at least one con in the start. In a 3v3, yeah, you have a lot of space to cover. So yeah, imagine instead of these units that are don't really have any good targets, like the recluse is slow, it's gonna take a long time to pay off. Like imagine instead, uh, like you had the con, you could have been getting that mix and getting those mixes. Redback is pretty good to have it start, like it protects your base from like gunships and can protect your expansion. But overall, you are accessing now. I guess your teammates, are they accessing? At least your metal is going to your teammates, so it's not that bad. But I mean, yeah, these mixes should already have been capped, and you could have made wind tidal generators up here instead. So yeah, your ally is fighting the enemy alone here. And yeah, I guess these ducks should be fast enough to run down this Minotaur. If you had been a helpful ally here, you would have some fleas or would have your red back in position to help that your ally. It looks like you're gonna be just out of time. So yeah, going for a slow composition like redbacks and recluse is risky in a like low team situation like this. Venoms are better because you can react more quickly. Like you could have sent your venom in time to say your ally's minotaur. But yeah, fleas are also pretty good against ducks, as ducks have low rate of fire with their volley missiles. On the other hand, fleas suck against glaives. Yeah, so you're still not, I'm not sure where your attention is. Maybe it's with the army up here, but yeah, you should have some more attention up here. Yeah, so you can jump down and take that mix, for example. And you still haven't made a con. That's really weird. I mean, you should have a con and expand to take these mixes. So yeah, to get these numbers, you can see here the metal income here. The enemy is not quite ahead of you, but they're gonna be soon as their expansion is getting way uh, over your metal income here. Yeah. On the other hand, you have an opponent here who has put this. He has no army and has put this fact in a risky position, especially as your spider. You should basically just be able to go here and just fire with your recluse down on it, and he shouldn't be able to do anything. I think that these stingers, they have spherical range, if I remember correctly. So the stinger shouldn't be able to reach up this cliff. So as soon as you get on this cliff, you should be pretty safe here. So yeah, if you just put your recluse here, they will be just fired for free down at the enemy here. The enemy has some lobsters, so they could throw up their army onto the hills, but you should have enough venoms and recluses, venoms and redbacks to deal with that. And the enemy falls off. Kind of funny. Yeah. These bots cannot really pass onto the hills. Oops. And your venom goes down and almost into the range there. Still haven't grabbed these mexes. That's hurting your team. Yeah, and you have to be careful with your units. They're a bit weird in the cliffs. Like they like to run down these vertical cliffs very fast. That's the thing. If it's a vertical cliff, your units will go up and down them very like slowly and weirdly. So yeah, you could probably stun the commander here with your widow and kill it with your redback. Let's see if you try to do that. No, you have it set on maneuver. What is your spy doing? Nothing. Yeah. But you're putting the recluse in a good position to hit the factory. But yeah, you could get the commander here, and you don't even have to lose the widow. If you approach from this angle, you would be out of range of the stinger here, and you wouldn't even lose your widow. But you get a factory, so that's good. But you could have gotten the commander as well. And you're still not using your metal. If we look at the total metal spent here, metal used, you can see that you're the player that has used the least amount of metal in your team and in the whole game. So yeah, you really need to spend your metal. But yeah, since your ally is using the metal, you're at least not accessing. But yeah, look at this expansion. You don't have a good expansion. And if we look at the rating for this game, you're a blue player, so you should be expected to play a bit better than your ally. Oh, and you finally stunned that commander, and you are losing your recluse to the stinger, maybe? Eh? A bit risky there. And this crab, it went into stinger range and lost like half of his HP. That was kinda unnecessary. If you had just gone up here, you would have been out of range of the crab, and you would have taken no damage to kill those turrets. So yeah, consider going up this hill. Even in this situation when you're advancing, why not just go up and advance on the hills here? It's a little slower, but not much slower, and now you're going to take some damage from the enemy units. So why not go on the hills? Also, you should expect to take some damage on your crepes, so you should have some weavers behind to repair them. Yeah. Uh, yeah, and your teammates aren't doing a good job either of expanding. So yeah, and you're not doing a good job of expanding either. So I guess my Mason Tigger is doing a decent job at expanding. And now you face a phantom. You should be able to hear the sound visibly, or maybe you can even stun it. That's a nice catch. And you save your widow as well. So that's a nice catch. This player looks decently new. Um, and their attention might also be focused elsewhere as well. Yeah. Seems like a pretty even fight up here. But yeah, now your crave is kind of low on health, so at least it's regenerating a bit on its own after 100. Is it 1 minute or 100 seconds? I think it's 100 seconds. Yeah, and it starts regenerating health. No, it's 1 minute. So yeah, and you stun a sniper and get sniped by another sniper. So at this point, yeah, you're why you're not spending your metal? That's really important. Like, have your factory and repeat. I don't see why you couldn't have your factory and repeat. Like in this situation, snipers are annoying to deal with spiders. But if the snipers are exposed like this, you can easily hunt them down with fleas. So in this situation, if you just have like 10 fleas and you run in from these angles, you should be able to kill like all the snipers. Now the snipers are getting high value targets. The recluses, they cost 280 metal, so they're pretty high value targets for the snipers. Phantoms, the snipers are a decent counter to spiders. They don't count their fleas, but otherwise they make pretty good value against everything, as as everything but fleas are kind of expensive. Yeah, and the enemy even manages to sneak in some ticks because they didn't have appropriate protection. And you're sending a weaver to repair the sniper now. Are you gonna walk into the ticks? No, you stop in time against ticks. But yeah, now the enemy is fully alerted of your presence, and you're gonna basically go against 3 enemy teammates. So it's a thing you can expect. And yeah, now that there's a grizzly here and support for the grizzly, yeah, there's nothing you can do really. This crab is trapped. You don't have any widows to stun the grizzly, and you lose that crab. Was it good to move in there with crab? It's hard to know. It's a team game. It's hard to know what the other teammates have in the area and stuff like that. But yeah, if you had secured this hill, for example, and taken all these mexes with the crab, that would also have been a decent choice, because now you're going to get pushed back by the enemy. And you're making the fleas too late, so now they don't have a good target, and they're just kind of bad against glaives and reavers. So yeah, you're gonna switch back into recluse again. That's fine. So let's look at the total metal income here. Metal produced. You can see how far ahead your teammates are going. I mean, see how far ahead the enemy's going. So if we look at here the total value, you have killed more. Like you did a lot of damage when you got that when you got skeptical views expanding commander. So that was a good deal. But after that, it's starting to equalize. Yeah. So yeah, there's always still all these mixes, and these could be taken. These can sort of be taken by weavers. They have long enough build range, so they should be able to take these mixes. But yeah, all these mixes could have been yours. You could have been put your crab up here, where it's really hard to dislodge. Yeah. So yeah. And now the enemy is pushing out again, and there's not much here because your ally is mostly focusing on this area. When fighting grizzlies, you have to be careful. Like the best counter to grizzlies, a spider is widows. or fleas, but yeah, the enemy is probably not going to let you get surrounded with fleas. It's pretty rare. In this situation, it could be good to have fleas. If you have like 20 fleas just waiting here, but that depends on the enemy making a mistake. If they bring any kind of like units with the grizzly, it's hard to kill with this fleas. And since it's low on health, you just need one widow to stun it. A full health grizzly needs at least two widows to stun. Yes. So when you want to stun something, you need to at least stun first for the unit's amount of current HP. So the grizzly has 8,400 HP. So with one with one widow, you get like you don't even stun it for a second, and with two of them, you can stun them for longer. Yeah, but it's not. The formula is a bit weird. It's not HP based in the same way. It's like HP cost based. So I think if you stun a full health grizzly with two widows, you get like 15-20 seconds of stun time. So it varies a bit. You need to make sure you have like a good like amount is to have like about double the HP in stun power to get a full stun with the widows. And yeah, and the enemy has with the eco advantage. They have made it Dante and they're burning the enemy units. So they have grizzlies, which is pretty hard for spiders to deal with in this situation when they're covered by allies and there's units around them. It's pretty hard for spiders to deal with grizzlies once it's in our big composition like this. You have to like damage them and expose them and stun them and have enough units to finish it off. It's not that easy. So yeah, you can see by now your enemy is almost has almost twice the value because they're higher metal income. Yeah, composition again like this does pretty well against folk bots. They kind of need phantoms to reliably counter it. Uh, so yeah, it's a matter of if you can kill their reavers and glaives, then you can run down the phantoms with fleets. Yeah, that's a lot of glaives, and you have three redbacks. Yeah, the glaive should be able to destroy your army. Yeah, and they get your units just as you're about to go up the hill, but he decides to retreat for some reason. Lucky for you. Meanwhile, your allies are losing against the superior numbers of the enemy. Yep, so in a like small team game like this, consider to expand more. Like, yeah, you should probably get a out first to catch this area. If you're afraid of the enemy, get some fleas around to scout. Then maybe you don't even need a redback. But yeah, making redback to protect your expansion is okay. Otherwise, if you have some fleas around or radar, you can make lotus turrets like here when you see the enemy coming with blades or something or raiders. But yeah, expand more. and be consider like in this situation when you go alone against the enemy, the enemy is going to respond. So you get you were like two players coming in here, did some decent damage first, but then you got 3 versus 1 basically after that. So consider where you want to like defend and how far you can push into the enemy base and how they will react to it. Yeah, those are my tips for you. Good luck and have fun.